last in runs per game. Right down the line. That's a fair ball. Juan Pierre in to score. Barrett's going to try for two. Here comes Floyd's throw, and it's a weak one. A 14 hopper. 1-0 Cubs. Cliff Floyd. He can't get it. He was kind of loping back as if they were going to catch that one, no question, and he never did. Barrett scores 2-0 Chicago. Pieces of the new Mets. Into the hole at short. Cedeno from shallow left field. In the dirt, pulled out by Mabry. Wright is retired, one away. Sean Marshall. Deep into right field. It's a home run. The wind is blowing out at Wrigley Field, and it's a pitcher who takes advantage of it. The first major league home run for Sean Marshall. The Mets out man so far in this game. 3-0 Cubs, and that ball driven deep in the left field by Barrett. Remember, the wind blowing out, and it's off the ivy. Pierre in to score. Floyd finally comes up with the carom. It's another double for Barrett. And he twice has driven Pierre home from third base with doubles. And the Cubs lead 4-0. A fracture in his foot. That one is into the gap in right center field. Barrett comes around. He'll score. Jones with a big turn, but Carlos Beltran did a great job cutting that one off in the alleyway and limiting him to a single. But 3 runs are in, and it is 5-0 Cubs. Players being traded by the Phillies. Here's Woodward, left center. Pierre back, looks up, in the wind, gone, a home run. First pitch of the inning, and Woodward out of the yard. Woodward filling in for the injured Jose Reyes. That's his 3rd home run. Now the power is coming up. 5-1 Cubs. 1 strike to count. Right center field. That ball is gone, a home run. A laser beam, just a liner, and it never came down until it was in the bleachers. 5-2 Mets, now trailing by 3.
Well, we talked about Cliff Floyd in the open. I mean, this guy is swinging the bat so well, and he's been just a great hitter his last few years with the Mets. As you mentioned, he had 34 home runs last year. Which are pretty much similar.
Past Marshall. And juggled by Walker. Tooth. And this is the wrong time in this lineup to be making a mistake on defense.
The great plays take care of themselves.
Pierre on the run. Dives and can't get it. Beltran will go to second. A base hit for Delgado just in front of Pierre. Now 2 men on, and David Wright is coming up as the possible tying run of the game. Sean Marshall in a jam. A little bloop. Falling. In there. Base hit. And the bases are loaded. Beltran had to hold from second base to make sure that it fell in. Wow. I mean, it's not like they're beating up Sean Marshall here, and yet they had the bases loaded. Sean Marshall is in a jam here, facing the veteran Cliff Floyd. Back in left field, and that's a home run! A grand slam for Cliff Floyd. Up into the wind and into the basket, and 4 score. The Mets have gone ahead 6-5. For the New York Mets, and they are still batting with 1 out. A new pitcher's come on. Navarro, hard hit grounded by Castro. There's the throw to second, dropped by Todd Walker. A would-be double play ball with the catcher Castro having hit the ball, and Ramirez throw right there, and Walker dropped it. And this rally that started with an error by Walker continues on with that error. Along along the right field line. That's falling. That is a fair ball. Coming around third to score is Nady. Going to third is Castro. And the wind may have blown that one back and kept it fair.
Well, there's been one ball hit hard this inning. Well, two, actually. A great play by Ramirez at third.
5 this year. This should be 2. There's home 1. Back to first. Not in time. Now, if he had, I think, from here, if he had thrown to second base, I think that's a double play and the inning's over. There they go. In the wind. Deep left center. Way back. Gone. Another grand slam. Two grand slams in the inning for the New York Mets. Beltran circles the bases with the second of them. And now it is a 9-run inning. 11-5 Mets. Remember that barehanded catch he made. Up in the wind. That one is on its way. Goodbye. And everybody's doing it. David Wright with an opposite field home run. His second hit of the inning. That is the third home run of the inning. The first of them where the bases weren't loaded. And 11 runs have scored in the inning. 13-5 Mets. And here comes Dusty Baker. It's blowing out.
I think there's a conspiracy.
Not as hard, that ball. Deep down the left field line. Headed into the corner. Headed for the streets. Gone! A home run! Now 13-7 Mets. Phil Nevin. Changeup. And Sanchez strikes out the side. One final bruise administered to the Cubs, who took a 5-0 lead and ultimately took a 13-7 knockout.